Hello, my name is Omar Ambasad. It's Thursday, April 26, 2018 at 3:03 p.m. in Toronto. So I'm going to talk about the ongoing harassment campaign against me. I'm community targeted as a prostitute. Of course, I'm not mentally ill, which I'm not. So the tweets that I tweeted on ROSHINI 911 are mine. They it's very evident from the tweets that I posted that I'm not mentally ill, emotionally perturbed, and so on. If the family's taken part in this and signing affidavits and so on, they're doing so only because they're infiltrated to do so. They're infiltrated by monitors who've been doing this for a long time because I was flagged for a very long time, and convinced the monitors, the past ones, convinced the family that this is the right thing to do. Torture, basically. So, anyways, some family members are going along with it, and this is my way of refuting some of these claims that's being made by the family, by members of the community, by people around me, by the monitors, and so on. So it's very evident, as I said, from the topics that I tweet about, other than the ones I tweet about being harassed, that I'm not mentally ill or retarded. Definitely not retarded. So, I'm trying to get my own business going. I have a business plan that I put together um, while I did a course, an 8-week course in doing so, training me to do so. So I'm trying to get the business up and running. So, you can't be mentally retarded and do that. So there's all sorts of ways to prove that somebody's not mentally retarded. So, and in my case, it's just so much the opposite that saying that I'm mentally retarded just proves that I am being targeted. It just proves the point that I am being degraded, deliberately degraded, and targeted this way to be degraded and dehumanized. Um, because the topics that I tweet about, things that vary from food to nature to animal protection to politics to yoga to health issues to science, ongoing cutting edge science research and discoveries. The list is endless. So anybody who's saying that I'm mentally retarded must be mentally retarded himself because obviously he doesn't know what he's talking about. And obviously he doesn't know me, which would make sense because the people who are saying this have absolutely no contact with me. They are mostly criminals. And the reason they're saying that I'm mentally retarded is to compromise my credibility because they are trafficking me. Most of them are. So this is why it's being done. So, just to give you an example of, the kind of books that I read, just to give you an example of how, sorry, to demonstrate how stupid the claims are that I am mentally retarded. Look at this. Uh, you know, um, Oops, let's do it this way. So the Moors Last Side, Salman Rushdie, um, The Pilgrim's Progress, which is an old text. In the Castle of My Skin, which is based in the West Indies, and this is written by a West Indian man um, who lived during the time where the English was in rule in the Caribbean. And it's a very funny book. It's really good reading. I enjoy it. Actually, I'm rereading it. Deepak Chopra, Ageless Body, Timeless Mind. Just to give you an example of the things I read. And for any family members who are saying that I'm mentally retarded, I'm not sure why they're going to say that because obviously I'm not. I went to University of Toronto, um, part time, most of it, while working full time. You can't be mentally retarded and do that. So, and I'm still studying. So obviously, it's a propaganda campaign. It's part of a propaganda campaign. So there you go. If somebody were to pull, to me, it's amazing that somebody would say that I'm mentally retarded. It really is. Um, And if any member of my family is doing this, something is not right in their heads. Um, or you can pull, someone can pull my history in on my computer, the ISB history, the things that I read, the topics that I read. Same idea. You'd get a really good um, profile of who and what I am by just putting, by, sorry, by just flipping um, through the pages of the things that I read on the net and putting it against what is being said, that I'm mentally retarded. So if somebody were to say you're mentally retarded, and obviously you're not, it's defamation, out and out defamation. So they could be actually sued for defamation. Um, so that's one point I wanted to make. Also, there is a signing in and out process where I'm being artificially criminalized, excuse me, and being portrayed as somebody who is mentally ill, as I just went through the process of that I just went through. Um, that's ongoing. It's ongoing. It's a constant process. So I'm being constantly attacked with the contents of what's being said and what's being presented to get that mental evaluation. So every day it's a new thing. So today it was mental retardation, it was stalking, and new people are giving new evidence. And every day we have new videos popping up, new people who are coming forward with evidence saying, gee, I followed this person, I did this and I did that. When what would have actually happened was I was harassed in the situation, and the way I reacted is a direct result of suffering the symptoms of post traumatic stress disorder. 99.9999% of the time, I just simply walk away. However, there is that very, very small percentage of time when I feel in danger, and I will verbalize to the person to stay the hell away from me, excuse my language, or make it the person know, or make the person know, in a non-verbal way to stay away from me, basically. And I try my very best to de-escalate even so. So these videos that comes through from stores, subways, buses, and so on, these are setups again. Keep in mind, I am flagged, therefore I am a target. The information on which I'm flagged, the set of information, that report that the flagging is based on, is public. And this information is all negative information. It's all about criminal activity, which I did not do, all about suspicions of criminal activity. This is in the public arena, therefore, it sets me up to be criminally harassed. So it's a frame, it's a setup, constant frame setups, entrapment. This is entrapment. This is, it's out and out entrapment. Causes an enormous amount of stress, which is why I vent inside my home. I verbalize the anger. It works for me. This method of dealing with the anger that is incited by the criminal harassment works for me. So I verbalize my anger. So I don't have it inside of me, and it will be triggered in an inappropriate way, in an inappropriate environment. So I'm very conscious of this. So I've talked to my therapist about this. So it's almost a scientific step-by-step program I put myself through, a set of procedure um, that I put myself through to get rid of the anger consciously, so I don't unconsciously react. Because this is an ongoing assault. This is an ongoing psychological, emotional assault on me, day and night. And add this to the use of lasers and microwaves, which I strongly suspect is being used. It's been used for a long time, but it's being used so often now that I have data, heart rate, temperature changes, and consistent data based on these physiological changes that take place when you're hit with lasers and microwaves and other remote technologies. This is a valid set of data that proves what I'm saying. It's not in my head. And the effects, the physical effects, are very apparent in some of these videos. So, not videos only, but tests that show the result of being harassed this way. So this is not in my head. So there is no mental illness. So these claims, they're deliberate lies. They're so outrageous that it proves the case of my being targeted because it's so completely opposite of what I am, who I am, what I believe in, that the difference is black and white. So it shows very, very clearly that I am being targeted. It has to be one sided, obviously, or else it would not work. Because if I had a voice and I got a chance to talk, like I'm doing right now, there would be no case against me in none of these instances in which I'm being suspected of doing whatever it is that I'm suspected of doing, which is why my voice is being suppressed. Anyway, I'm not going to go on and on. It's been 12 minutes, so we'll talk to you another day.